Good morning, Malaysia, and welcome back to Bernama today. Well, today we're talking about us being a fat nation. This is how it goes. Calorie-intensive food intake contributes to most of us exceeding the overall recommended daily calorie intake, which is 2,400 calories for men and 1,700 for women. Citing statistics from the National Health and Morbidity Surveys, Liao said 15.1% of Malaysians aged between 18 and above were suffering from obesity as of 2011. This is an increase from the 14% figure of the same demographic in 2008. It was also reported that over 2,600 million adults were obese, while over 477,000 children below the age of 18 years were overweight. Joining us in the studio today is Kurt Stocks, Managing Director of Fitness First. Kurt, a very good morning to you and welcome to the show. Well, you recently created and disseminated this infographic where you explored the reasons behind why Malaysia is considered the fattest nation in Southeast Asia, as reported by the 4th Health and Morbidity Survey by the Ministry of Health. Can you tell us a little bit about this or your conclusions of the infographics?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, it's something that we shouldn't be proud of. It's not a title that we want to have. But I think one of the big things that came out of it was the statistics that in 2006, 1 in 7 Malaysian adults were considered obese. In 2012, that number shifted to 1 in 3 Malaysian adults being considered obese. And I think the main conclusions that we take from it are two. First of all, our nutrition habits are really poor. Our calorie intake.
Ours as in Malaysian?
As in Malaysian adults,
yeah.
Our calorie intake far exceeds the calories that we burn up every day, and that leads to weight gain. The second one that we take from, or the second conclusion we can take from that is the level of inactivity in Malaysian adults. Over 60% of Malaysian adults are considered inactive, so therefore they don't get the recommended exercise that they need every single day.
A lot of people are under the impression, and I'm digressing from here, a lot of people in Malaysia are under the impression that if you're having back problems, it's due to some injury you received or got a long time ago. But if you look at it, a lot of us sit down too much and it's kind of loosening the muscles in our back, and that's giving us problems. Is that true? Any truth to that?
Well, it's maybe not loosening them, but it's deteriorating the muscles. It's causing bad habits, it's causing bad posture, and that leads to the tightening of core strength muscles, of leg muscles, and all leading to back problems. Which puts big burden on our workforce, puts big burden on our healthcare system.
So how effective have efforts by the government, industry players and healthcare providers and even non-profit organizations been in raising awareness when it comes to keeping healthy, keeping safe? Like, you come from Australia, and in Australia this happened about 10 years ago. An insurance company, if they're taking care of you, if you bought an insurance policy with them, what they do is they give you a pair of runners every year and say, hey, go to the gym. They give you a gym membership, go to the gym. That's creating an awareness. When people are healthy, they're safe, they don't spend money. So do you see things like that happening here?
I think awareness is on the rise. I think we're definitely moving in the right direction, and there's a definite shift in the level of activity that's coming from the government at the moment, which is really pleasing to see. Unfortunately, though, we still see the prevalence of non-communicable diseases, heart disease, diabetes, hypertension, still on the rise, and that's something that we really need to be concerned about.
But the problem is, in Malaysia, we look at it as a disease and not as a disorder. Where as soon as someone is diagnosed with, just say, diabetes, they say, oh, my life's gone, it's over. I just have to take my medication and stay at home. I shouldn't be active. A lot of people have that mindset that if they are active, they may become sicker, and these are happening in the rural areas of Malaysia. But so when it comes to raising awareness or coming up with campaigns, what do you think best fits Malaysia?
It's really simple. Just get active.
Just get active.
Just get active. That's what we need to do, and we need to I think collaborate. We can't leave it up just to the Ministry of Health to build these education programs. We need to collaborate with the government, with non-government health providers, the industry itself. If you look at the Let's Move campaign that the First Lady Michelle Obama has championed in the US, that brought together many different organizations to fight childhood obesity. So it's not about the cure, it's about preventing it. It's about getting our population active.
And when it comes to Fitness First and what you guys are doing, you've got members, paying members. Do you on the side or on the periphery run campaigns to create awareness for teenagers or probably working adults as such?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we've launched recently is a corporate wellness campaign. So tackling the corporate aspect of what we do and our corporate partners. So we've engaged with some of the biggest organisations in Malaysia to help them build healthier and more productive workforces, okay, with the hope that that will start to flow down to when they get home, the choices they make for their kids and how they prepare dinner and the foods and the lifestyle that they start to lead. So that's been really positive for us. You know, one of the partnerships that's very valuable for us and has been a long-running partnership is with Nestle.
Right.
And most recently a 14-day challenge that they ran.
For their staff?
For their staff, but also for their customers. So they attached a product to it, but they also engaged that product to get people into healthy living for 14 days, to get active. Their staff, their clients came and used our clubs, and we saw a great response from that. So that's a great example of shifting some awareness.
So how did Fitness First come in on that one? How did you double up on the efforts? They came in with nutrition. When it came to exercise, how did you deal with this in 14 days? Well,
first of all, we provided the facility and we provided the expertise through our staff. Now we've got a phenomenal bunch of certified, passionate fitness staff, and it's not just about the personal trainers. All our staff internally are going through fitness certification, so that way that anyone that walks into our club, whether they be an educated member, a non-educated, active, inactive member of the community, can get the right advice that they need from any one of our staff. And we see that as a really important responsibility to the community and our members.
When it comes to people getting into a gym or signing up for a gym or starting to exercise, the hardest part is the beginning, getting into it, jumping into it, simply because, you know, it takes a while for you to see any difference and you need motivation. So on that part, how do your coaches or how do people at your club keep people motivated? I think motivation is the most important part of getting someone to want to exercise.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, you need to have a goal. Yeah, you need to have a goal. You need to know what you want to achieve and why that's important to you. Once that's established, and we can help you establish that, our trainers, that's what they do. Once that's established, we then put the plan in place and we hold the hand effectively of members as they go through that journey, because it's not easy. If it was easy, everyone would be healthy and active. It's hard to get started if you're inactive, and it's hard to keep it going. So that's why we try to provide the best support that we can through our certified, passionate team to get our members the results that they want.
So if there's an organization that says, look, and I've got a bunch of fairly lazy people working under me, and I need to get them all off their posterior and get them to do some exercise, would you be able to come up with something for them?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's exactly what our corporate wellness program does. We will go to their workplace. We will offer fitness talks, goal setting sessions. We will do BMI testing. We'll engage them and give them a bit of a reality check as to where they're at with their lifestyle and their health at that time. We'll then get them into the club. You know, generally we will open up our club, you know, in the short term for these people to come and get active, to start to build that habit of a healthy lifestyle. And that then leads to healthy, productive workforces.
So when you talk about a healthy lifestyle in Malaysia, like you said, let's go back to what you said before, you know, eating is still a problem. So ideally, if we were to eat as Malaysians, and I would consider you a Malaysian because you've been here for over 2 years and you know the food here, you know, what would be the simplest way to look after your food?
Well, it's about a choice, and that's the challenge that we have. The fried fatty foods are extremely readily available in Malaysia. You can eat that type of food 24 hours a day, and that's the challenge that we have about taking the temptation of that away. So the first things that a Malaysian can do is try to engage in natural, healthy products, fresh fruit, fresh meat, as opposed to fried and you know, anything that's cooked in
basically the
fats.
tasteless stuff, but you need to get used to it.
It can be tasteless, but you know, the internet's a great thing, and there's so much information out there about healthy living and healthy recipes to make bland food really nice.
And when it comes to exercising, they used to say ideally someone needs to exercise 3 times a week, but half an hour each day. But now that has that's been taken to the next level. They said 3 times a week is not enough. You need to exercise every day for at least half an hour. Is there any truth in what these surveys are saying?
Well, it's a perception, yeah.
It's a perception,
and sometimes that perception is that to get healthy and active, I have to commit to it full time. I have to exercise every day for hours and hours a day, and it's not the case. You know, half an hour per day is fantastic. That will get you active. That will add years to your life. That will make your quality of life significantly better. But our lifestyle is very, very busy at the moment. We work fast, we live fast. Everything happens very, very quickly, and we don't have a lot of free time. 30 minutes a day for 3 days a week is more than enough for someone who is inactive to change their life.
And for those of us living within urban parts of Malaysia, also in Kuala Lumpur and JB, and even people in Penang, it's hard to get to a gym, getting stuck in a jam. You know, that sort of demotivates you. So when it comes to you talking to people about, you know, keeping that mindset or that motivation level high, what would you do as someone living within Kuala Lumpur to get yourself to the gym and exercise? How do you keep yourself motivated?
Well, I think it's important to prioritize it in your life. Sometimes, you know, if it rains or there is a jam, it's the first thing that goes out the window. You know, I won't do it, I'll do it tomorrow. Okay, and you've got to prioritize it. It has to be a big part of your life. That's what I would recommend. That's how I go about it. Right. But sometimes there's options that you can have and you can take. So sometimes maybe rather than taking the lift, take the stairs. Right. Maybe rather than having you know, roti canai in the morning, have a bowl of muesli.
Right. A lot of obese people within Bernama, you may want to take the stairs at some point. There are even signs in the elevator.
I did notice that coming up. I was pleased to see that.
So before we sign off, your take-home message with regards to exercise, and if people need more information about the programs put forward by Fitness First, where would they go for information?
Absolutely. Well, my final message is let's get Malaysia active. Okay, let's continue to educate and build awareness. Get Malaysia active. If you want some information, fitnessfirst.com.my. Drop us a note. We'll get back to you straight away, or jump onto our Facebook page, just Fitness First Malaysia. Plenty of information there. Very active social media wise, and we'll get you where you need to be.
We just spoke to Kurt Stocks, the Managing Director of Fitness First. As you can see, he's a picture of health. You may want to get that at some point. Log on to
www.fitnessfirst.com.my.
And you'll get all the information you need about keeping yourself fit and healthy. On that note, I'm Jared Ratnam signing off. We'll be back tomorrow on Bernama Today with more for you. Stay with us. More updates coming your way throughout the day right here on Bernama TV.